Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Kevin here, coming back at you with another video. Today, we're going to be working on the clutch. Yep, you heard me, the clutch. Alright, so right where we left off yesterday, what do you call it there? We had the, we were going to do the, we got the clutch all assembled, and it's all back to normal, the way it's supposed to go, and there's peace on earth, everybody's happy, flower power everywhere, right? Okay, flower power everywhere. So today we have to adjust this thing. Alright, now this is not a difficult clutch to adjust, but nevertheless it needs to be done. So the adjustment for this is 1 millimeter. Okay, let me show you guys how to do this. You need a pair of filler gauges. Okay, so we have a 20 thousandths and a 19 thousandths. Now you're probably like, okay, you just said it was 1 millimeter. Well, I can't because I don't have a 1 millimeter feeler gauge. So we're going to put these two together right here, and let me show you. So I'm going to take my trusty old general tool. I love this thing. If you guys get a chance to get one of these, get one of these. You'll find out you use it more than you think you do. In fact, I used this right here when I did the depth to check the, what do you call it there, where the piston's location is, for the top dead center for the timing. So I set it to millimeters. Wipe them all, always wipe them off before you use them. Okay, get them nice and clean because you're going to be squeezing these two together. Then, you take this here, you put this like that, and look guys, 1 millimeter. You guys see that? Yep, 1 millimeter. Okay, so we're all set with the feeler gauge. So on the feeler gauge, we need a 20 thousandths and a 19 thousandths, and together they make 1 millimeter. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to back off all these nuts. Going to back them off, back them off, back them off. Going to be all loose, all loosey-goosey. That's how we want them, loosey-goosey. Okay, so you can do them by finger tight. Okay. And just, once they're loose, tighten them by hand, by finger, until they just seat. Okay? Now you'll find, when you shake the clutch, you have no noise. Clutch is quiet. Okay? That means that the clutch is engaged. If you were to bolt this onto your bike right now, that bike, and you kicked it over, that bike's just going to take off in whatever gear it's in. Unless it's in neutral, of course. Alright? So, right now, everything is, you can see right here on the spring, how they're all collapsed. When this thing is unloaded, and they're in the neutral position, these are here up further. Okay? So right now, the springs are, the ball bearings are all the way down bottom. Okay? Pushing against the clutches. When we adjust this, it's going to relieve the pressures on these and then let them do their job. Alright, so now we got the 1 millimeter on here, and we're going to do the gap on each one of these. So here's the bolt right here for the adjuster, and then we're going to adjust it in between between the plates in between each one of these. Okay, so basically how it is, from one step right there, we're going to take this, we're going to set this on here like this, and we're going to do one full turn. Then we're going to do this side. Next one, right here. One full turn. Okay. Check that one. Then we're going to do this one right here the same way. That's the one that moves a little bit. We're going to hold that. Okay, that's one full turn right there, and then you can see the springs have gone up a little bit, and the clutch rattles. Now we got to check the gap. So we're going to take our feeler gauges and go between the pressure plate and the disc. Nothing. 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 Okay, we're almost there, but we're not quite. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this, I'm going to put it at an angle like this. So this bolt right here is facing me, And I'm going to put this like this and go 90 degrees. Boop. 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 Okay. Now we're going to take the field gauge and check the gap. Perfect. Right there. Perfect. Not perfect. That's got a little bit too much slop. Okay, so in that case, what we're going to do is see the holes right here? The holes, those have to all line up. So this one right here is not quite lining up, so we're going to go in the reverse direction. I mean in the tightening position. So we're going to line that up. Line them all up. And this one here is lined up. Alright, then we're going to recheck. Where are you? Right here. Perfect. 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 Okay. Those are nice and perfect. This one here feels a little more. Hold on 1 second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back it out one turn until I feel it fit. Okay. They should all feel the exact same. Yeah, that feels good right there. That one right there feels good. And that right there feels good. So good, good, good. Yeah. Good. Oh, here we go. Come on. Get in there. Where are you? Okay, I don't like the way that's feeling. So basically, you're going to go back on these three right here and just adjust them until it fits in nicely. So you got a couple that are good. That's perfect. Right there. It's got a little bit of drag. That's what you want to feel. A little bit of drag. Okay, so now I'm going to back this one off in between them. Like that. Okay, so let's try this again. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah. Oh, now it's too tight. That one's too tight, and that one's too tight. Alright, so we're going to tighten them up. One click. Perfect. 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 And that is all there is to it. Let me just check this one more time like this. I'm a perfectionist, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, like that. Like that. And like that. And this one is like that, yeah. Alright, so that's all there is to that. Alright, make sure that your pinholes line up for your cotter pins. Okay, make sure they're all done like that. Let's get this back over here like that so it lines up. Once again, you're going to go right through here. You can see the air gap actually right there. See the gap right there? See that? The light? Putting the field gauge right in there like that. Feeling a little bit of drag. Oh, I got the thing like this. Here we go. Gotta make sure you get above it. And just like that. Okay, make sure like that. Feels good like that. It's funny how it changes though. Okay, and then I gotta do these two right here. Yeah, feels good there. And feels good there. Okay, good. So we got these all adjusted. Then you're gonna take your cotter pins and you're gonna stick them through here. Just like so. You gotta wiggle them in till they go, and they will. They'll go. My pair of pliers here. Alright. Putting the cotter pins in can be a pain in the neck because you have to line up perfectly with the what you call it there, the holes. Sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes they do. Hold on a second. There we go. We got one in. Put it flat. You're going to take it, you're going to bend it around one way. Like that. Just like that. Right there. So I'm going to get those other two in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the cotter pins, all three of them back in. Then you just recheck it one more time, just to make sure you got it good. 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 And good. I keep catching myself on that one right there. Alright, so now we have a correctly adjusted clutch. We have a whole system that's been checked. This clutch is good to be reinstalled, and it's all adjusted, RTG, ready to go. So we don't need to do anything else to this except for do an inspection on the clutch and the bushing. So this is the bearing right here that it rides on. Just a bushing goes in there. Which all this right here seems to be in really good shape. I really can't I can't complain. The bearing on the inside right here, it's all in good shape. Okay. So then we have just the bearing. See, it goes this way. Like that, yeah. That's it. It locks in place and does what it needs to do. There's two steps to it. There's a big step and a small step. It won't fit in one direction. Okay, there's a big step and a small step. Sorry, I didn't realize the camera wasn't there. So it won't fit in this way. It only fits in one direction. Okay, but if you pull it out a little bit, you can see this line right here. See this line. Yeah, right now it's engaged. It'll twist, but it'll ratchet back without spinning. So that is a one-way clutch, and this is part of your Kickstarter. Okay. You get your bushing right here. Now this part right here is important. Okay, there is two parts. Well, not two parts. There's one part you got to really pay attention to, and then one part really don't matter. Okay, this is a spacer, and there's a tapered end. The tapered end goes into the seal. Okay, the crank seal, and then here is the outer part of that right there, that ring. You can see that ring right there. That's where the seal rides onto. So you want to make sure that right there is nice and clean. You can actually polish that up if you want with that sandpaper. Make it nice and smooth, and make, if it's got like a little bit of a groove or a blemish on it, you can buff it out. Okay, what do I do with that paper? But yeah, you can buff that out a little bit, that ring. This one right here is not bad. You can actually install this one the way it is. But if you wanted to, I don't know where, here it's right in front of my face. You can buff it out. You don't want to put flat spots in it, but you can just rough it up a little bit. Show you. You don't want to take the diameter of it off. Just go over it a couple of times, and then you'll dull it up. And you take your fingernail, go over with your fingernail to make sure there's no grooves in it. You don't want grooves. And then, of course, wash it and make sure there's no sand from the sandpaper on it. Then that's all done. So that's going to go on the back side. So you got this right here, your collar that goes into your seal, taper part first, then your gear, then your thrust washer goes on the inside, and then it goes into your clutch. Also wanted to show you too, you can hear the clutch rattling around. You can move all these all in here freely. The balls are all freed up. The reason for that is because right now the clutch is disengaged until it spins. So you're going to have your thrust washer, which is going to go right on top. I'm going to wipe that off real quick. You're checking for grooves on that as well. You'll see where it sits. Just like that. Then it goes right into the gear, and then now when that's turning right now, see right now the crank is turning and the clutch is not. When this whole thing is spinning, those balls will engage, and then this right here will all become one unit, and that's how it works. Then you get that, and then the washer and the nut go on the front. Well, guys, I hope I wasn't in the way too much on the video. That's kind of a pain in the neck when you're doing videos and you're right in the way. But that clutch, guys, is all ready to be installed. And that's all there is to it. So we got the clutch assembly is checked out. It's got below minimal wear. So I am very happy with that. That saves some money right there. The clutch is going to do just fine in this bike. Like I said, the bike, it kind of looks like someone knew how to ride the bike, but rode it until it puked, if that makes any sense to you. You know what I mean? It just, it wasn't taken care of in a manner that, the way it should have been taken care of. So, I hope this helps you guys with your bikes. This is for the Kawasaki kv75 and the mt1 clutch assembly, adjustment, and all that type of stuff. And a couple of the tips, like I said, just remember when you take you don't need to take this off unless you're doing a crank seal. But if you're doing a crank seal, tapered end goes towards the engine. Don't forget your thrust washer in between here and the clutch assembly itself. The clutch adjustment is 1 millimeter, and to get 1 millimeter, I used a 20 thousandths and a 19 thousandths filler gauge together. Sometimes if they separate a little bit, it'll give you a little bit of a false reading, as you saw me having a little bit of an issue with. But other than that, it's all good. It's all adjusted properly. And one of the other tips I can tell you, on these ones right here, make sure that you start them all at the same finger tight and work their way in. They should be all at the same height. Cotter pins go from this way out. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. So hopefully that helps you guys out with your build. So almost got the thrust washer. Didn't I just tell you guys not to do that? Hopefully this helps you out with your build and your inspection on the clutch. And remember, there's a thickness on them, and you can see the wear line. So if they're at the wear line, it's junk. This clutch is in good shape, so I'm really, knock on wood, thank God, because I'm already into this thing way deeper than I should be. And since we got some time to kill, let's go over and take a look at the other parts and pieces that I'm going to be working on next. So we got in here, we got the block all soaking right now. And I cleaned up all the aluminum pieces. See how nice and clean that came out? You can see the cucker on the back of it, but that'll be washed off. This is going to be TIG welded onto the bike. Can't really complain about that. I got this nice clean tin. Make sure there's nothing in it. Piece of sugar in there. There we go. So this is all nice and cleaned. And I can go ahead and take my parts and pieces and put them in here as I'm done. And put them in a nice safe place. So we got that. Remember, use the tools that are around you guys. There's a lot of things in your house that you guys can use. Anything from Tupperware to, you know, keeping the things nice and covered over and cleaned. You go to the market and you pick up trash, you know, you pick up plastic bags every time you go and do your groceries. Save them, because now this thing right here is protected. And I'll give you guys another tech tip, okay? This bike's not going to be assembled right away because I have to get the parts and pieces. So this is going to be sitting in a bag. Check this out. WD-40, okay? Wrap it up in the plastic bag. This ain't gonna rust. Just from sitting there. WD-40, it's not just a penetrant. It's also a cleaner. You can use that for cleaning up parts that are sensitive. Like O-rings. See, if you put the O-rings in the gunk cleaner, okay, they're going to flare up. They're going to get twice the size as they need to be. And you just ruined your O-rings. You need to clean an O-ring, you can use WD-40. It's not going to have that effect on it. Also, when I was taking apart the motor, okay, you guys remember those 30 little ball bearings that I put in that little plastic top? I don't even know what I did with the plastic top. So here's what I did with those. In fact, let's get those checked right now. Okay, I can use a side of rag, I guess. No, get a new rag. I'm dealing with ball bearings, let's get a new rag. Okay, we'll put this down here. Oop, just knocked it all over, but I didn't spill anything. Alright, good. Right there. This is a little M&M container. Just real simple with the little cap. These are the mini M&Ms. And then in here, I sprayed in some WD-40 to clean up those sticky little balls. So now I'm going to check them. There's supposed to be 30 of these little balls. I'm grabbing them by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. 30 little ball bearings to go on that shifter, nice and in here. I sprayed them down with WD-40 to clean them, and they're all clean. So now I can take these and stick them right in that container. To keep the moisture down in the container, give it a little blast of WD-40. Okay? Just like that, guys. Just like that. So there's a little bit of tech tips in my videos here too as well. And we'll go back down one more time. And what else we got over here? We got the got more shafts. This is the one I wanted to show you. Those little ball bearings that you just saw all go inside this little apparatus here. This slides back and forth for shifting, and one of your shift forks go in there and move you back and forth. So there is a right and wrong way to put that on. I will get into that on another video because we're out of time. But we're going to go ahead and get all these parts soaking in the parts washer. Get them all cleaning and inspected, which we did. But we're going to go over them again, because that's what we do. We want to make sure we get everything 100% before we go any further. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you guys have any questions or any comments. By all means, please send them my way. This video is on clutch adjustments and a couple of tech tips. Thank you very much. Bye.